My friend, I don't know what you guys talked about, so...
Assalamu alaikum.
Oh, alaikum. How did the conversation happen? What was that?
No. I just saw him. I'm a Buddhist, and Muslims have been friends for centuries, and I feel like New York may have a bad name for Muslims for too many reasons, so good to see like the effort and wanting to meet some friends and support
Were you Buddhist all your life, or did you become a Buddhist?
I became Buddhist when I was about 1920.
1920, okay.
Seriously, yeah.
Here in the States?
No, India.
Oh, you became...
No, in the US.
Like you are a US citizen, right? Or you were born here, or then you went there?
I was born in Chile, actually. And then grew up in New York, and then was in the biggest triangle on the earth, you can say that.
And you moved there for that specific reason, correct?
I moved there to study Buddhism. Yeah.
Let me ask a bit of a curious question. When you were studying in India, did you encounter any people who had supernatural experiences, but more negative supernatural experiences? From the sense is that it was scary. They had an encountering that was scary. They went to a monk and then they wanted, for example, to speak.
Oh, in India, I mean, that's every day.
It's every day, okay.
Every day.
And why do you think this is the case? It's just a question that I have for you. Because we would have an explanation for that, but I would like to know why would you think this is the case?
I mean,
like if something is... Sorry?
Do you want the cultural explanation? The religious?
I want what you believe.
Well, I mean, I'll start from the outside. Like, the Indian culture is just beautiful. Like, Hinduism is like a mistaken term. It's like this deityism. So whatever they're most involved in, they make it their god. Okay. And so that's how they interact with it. So if they feel like they're stuck in a place in life, they make that their god and they find a way to God through that. That's wonderful. Wonderful to live. So they're able to, they're not shy about, oh, that experience was strange, so what? Okay. You know, they don't reject things that sound
But what is the explanation of the phenomena, I mean?
Explanation is hard to say, you know.
Like, what did they encounter? What was that supernatural thing that
was more of that, like, nobody was doubting that it happens. Okay. But, like, as far as what, I don't know, maybe this, maybe that, like, people call it a different name, people all swear something, but, maybe Jinn, like...
Okay, excellent.
Jinn, I mean, there's... Yeah, something like that, like...
So we would say, for example...
I mean, depending on the culture, because some cultures say witch is positive, some cultures say witch is negative, say it's protective.
No, I mean the person himself was frightened, scared, or had an emotional stress, or So we would say...
get paralyzed, or these kind of things.
Exactly, yes. So we would say, for example, as Muslims, that this is Jinn, yes? And we would say the reason this is Jinn is because we believe a lot of the acts of meditation that happens, specifically in Buddhism and Hinduism, are related to a form of worship. We believe that the acts of meditation are acts of worship, and the behaviors and structures and the poses are also acts of worship. And we say they are not necessarily directed towards God, what we would call God, right, in this case.
So they end up born like that?
No. So when they do these experiences, it ends up getting them, the Jinn are attracted to this, and the Jinn starts influencing them easier. Because they're not closer to God, they're further away from God. They're committing shirk, which you would call associating with God, which is the highest sin, which makes them vulnerable, I would say, to Jinn experiences.
You recognize this, For us, it's like, for us, it's a little different context. Like, they would say that people who aren't practicing, like, for example, the like tantric practitioners who are like mistakenly imagining themselves the way that things like the reason that you guys don't have idolatry. The people who are mistakenly thinking it should be like the picture. And they're not doing what it's supposed to mean. They've left that aside. If it doesn't become a tool, it becomes an obstacle. People like that, they're it says in the text they take rebirth as these evil spirits. They end up trapped in these forms. It becomes like so it's, I mean, we would say those are the remnants of those people who have done exactly that. Who have misused religion in that way, who have taken it that way. Like, they end up trapped in those states and like, connection with them, of course.
So
that's cool.
Yeah, no problem. So, okay, let me ask a different question now. What do you believe in God, or what kind of Buddhist are you? Because there are Buddhists who believe in the center of consciousness, right? Is that what you believe in? What kind? I want to get what kind of Buddhist you are. I want to know. There's different schools of thought. Sorry?
I'm coming from a place that I have to doubt consciousness.
You're doubting consciousness.
That if I'm saying I disbelieve, it means I'm attaching it to. Okay, so how do I say it? From basic, what meditation means for a Buddhist is expansiveness. So whatever value you're attaching to it, you're not excluding anything.
Okay.
So let's say you're going to be a bigot. I hate everyone equally.
You're becoming one with it.
It's expanding into every single thing, right?
Okay.
So if you're going to disbelieve, right?
Okay. You disbelieve in everything.
Equally disbelieve in everything. So you can't say I'm disbelieving you because of
Okay.
my
Okay. I got it.
because I'm holding a side.
Okay.
It's because I don't want to hold sides.
Okay.
Like, so Buddhists uniquely don't take their own position.
But do you disbelieve in the action of disbelieving in everything, or are you falling into a contradiction?
That's the thing. The Buddhists uniquely don't hold their own position. If you say that's a contradiction, which is the first response, of course.
Yes.
You say that is a position.
Yes.
That would be your position.
Oh no, yeah. So I'm asking the question. Okay.
If I say I have no position, and you say that's a position,
Yes.
it become your position.
Yes.
Not mine.
Okay. No, but how does it come my position?
And so, if I say I have no position, if you assert that's a position, you would that I don't have no also.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we're saying, right? So we'd have a position, right? So it's a self-refuting argument, is what I'm saying, right?
Exactly.
To say that you disbelieve in everything.
So if I have to entertain that, my disbelief in God would be because of that, not because I believe other.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
It would only because of my disbelief in anything that I don't.
So do you exist? Do you exist?
I have the same doubts for that. Say equal. I was equal doubts for that. Equal doubts for that. Not
equal doubts that you exist or not.
More or less for God and for me. Yeah.
Okay.
Not more or less for me and for God. Not.
So your position on God is the same as the position on your existence. Exactly. So what would you say right now in your mind? What are you living like you exist or you don't exist though? Living like. So I'm talking about actions, not necessarily beliefs. Why do you live like you exist when you don't exist?
Because I experience it directly. I think.
How do you experience it don't exist?
Because I experience it directly, I think it's true.
Okay.
Because I can think about the philosophy, I think it might not be true.
But did you understand what I'm saying? Is if you say you experience, you exist. How can you experience when you don't exist?
No. So I'm saying it seems like I exist. So I'm not, because I don't want to go around thinking like that. I just go with it. Right? So I exist in that way. But since you're asking me to go through the minutiae of it, when I really come down to it, I do have those every few times I believe it, I catch, and I say, really. So, if you call that disbelief, then yes, I disbelieve. If you call that belief, then I believe.
So you live like you exist, but you believe you don't exist. To me, that
like I exist as long as it's useful.
As long as it's useful. But that's a consequentialist approach. If you don't exist, you cannot.
Exactly.
Yeah. If you don't exist, how do you live like you exist?
Do you see God as a consequentialist?
Sorry?
Do you see God as a consequentialist?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. Even morality, we don't take it as a consequentialist thing. We believe God is an actual existent.
Good.
Yeah. God is an actual existent entity that exists, that is separate from this world that we live in, that created everything, that brought it to life, that gives guidance to the creation, that takes life from people, and that sends in revelation, prophets, and messengers, right? So we believe Jesus, Moses, Noah, Abraham, these are messengers assigned by God. They have communication with God, which is an actual present entity, not consciousness. And we believe that humans have consciousness, but on a lower level, we have different levels of consciousness, right? We believe that consciousness is given by God, right? So not everyone has the same. Everyone has a soul, which some people call consciousness, right? People have different levels of intelligence, etc., right? So not everyone is the same in every way, basically. Yeah. So this is the Islamic kind of position. But when I look at Buddhism, essentially, and I would say this with all due respect, right?
No, please. This is what I want. I want the most from your heart.
Okay, thank you. Whenever I meet Buddhists, I feel like they don't know what they believe.
And the same way when I meet Buddhists.
Okay, all right.
My goodness.
All right, so there I feel like that means that they're misguided in a way. Misguided just means you have not found guidance, right? It's not necessarily a negative connotation things all the time, right? So we say that's why God sends prophets and messengers. Because these prophets and messengers, their job is to guide you. The Quran is called guidance. So when you feel misguided, guidance is coming to you for that reason, right? It's to show you, it's to make you have firm decisions. Because what happens with Buddhism, because they indulge into too much philosophy, they end up arguing with one another.
Or too little philosophy. Some of them do not, and you don't know what they're doing.
Exactly. And then it's either too much or too little, and they end up confused, not knowing which position. I'm not hardcore on anything. But when it's from God, and it's an entity that exists and it has attributes of being all wise and all knowing, and it determines certain things, then these are objectively true, objectively moral. It means that there is no, oh, I don't know, this maybe not. No, this is the way it is. It's just like everything is created or made, right? Just like we know this building exists here, like if you accept that you exist and all of that, of course. In this case, you don't.
I mean, the reason for saying that it might not be is like that thing exists because my mind seeing it is intact.
I know your position.
If my mind is not intact, that thing doesn't exist, right?
No,
until I know my mind is okay, I don't know that exists, right?
No, even
I don't know that I'm seeing it until I know that I have good eyes.
But that's different. Perception.
Mind, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm disagreeing with. Perception and actual objective reality is two things. You're saying if I don't perceive it, it doesn't exist. I'll say no, that's incorrect.
No, I'm saying I don't think it exists unless I perceive it.
No, but I'm saying whether you exist or not. Like if before you were born.
I'm just saying what I'm saying is not. I'm saying it's subjectivity on top of subjectivity. Like,
but this is what I'm disagreeing with.
Objectivity is subjectivity. I'm saying objectivity is usually subjectivity for a group. You know what I mean?
I know what you're saying, but I'm saying I'm disagreeing with that concept. Based on what? When there was no humans, there was still a universe. And that universe, there was still a universe.
Oh, explain a little bit about it.
A universe. Do you know what the universe is?
Yeah.
So there was stars, there was planets, there were galaxies, dark matter, inner dark energy, whatever terms you want to use, right? These things wouldn't exist because human beings have a starting point. We did not live eternally. We were not always here. And if this is the case, then without any subjective experiences, they were still existence. That existence objectively exists, regardless of personal experience, is what I'm trying to say. Regardless of subjective experience. So not everything is subjective. There are objective and subjective realities. And we say God is an objective reality that exists way before humans, and it is what brought existence to humans later on. So what I would really advise is, like, I don't think you read the Quran before, have you?
I actually have it on old school recording. I have a 19 CD.
Okay, that's interesting.
It's beautiful. I mean,
right.
There's no way to hear it. You have to move your heart.
Okay, interesting. So you're listening to the Arabic or the English? Yeah, but I can give you a translation to actually understand.
During the Hajj, it was beautiful. Oh my!
Okay.
The guy starts crying in the middle of it.
Interesting. Yes. So I'll give you the English translation in which you can actually understand what it says. You can listen to it still more the recording that you have, which is probably beautiful, and you can actually read what it actually teaches and says, and you will see it's telling you there's no doubt about this book. So there's no confusion. It's guidance for mankind, right?
It's really overdue that I read the full. I've read parts, but never the whole.
So I'll give it to you as a gift, and if you've got any questions, I appreciate it.